Hey, Cosmic Witches, and welcome back to the Divine Gossip Girls podcast. Thank you for tuning in to another cosmic conversation with Maggie, Sophie, and I am very much looking forward to today's episode as we are chatting about are your words and is the way that you are speaking to yourself blocking you from jumping timelines and being on that timeline and manifesting the things that your heart truly desires. I know that words are so powerful and the throat chakra is so powerful. It really is the chakra of manifestation, of speaking into existence what it is that our heart desires. But very often we actually get in the way and our mind starts to doubt and we actually speak into existence what it is that we don't necessarily desire, or at least we, in some way, shape, or form, are making it a little bit harder for us to have and hold that thing that we desire. So in today's episode, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about our experience and some of the ways that we have learned to work with the throat chakra to be master manifestors, because we all got that magician within us to manifest what we desire and be the creators of our reality and co-create with the universe, with spirit, with God, however you connect to this energy, the divinity within us that wants to express through us. So we're going to go ahead and dive on in. But before we jump into the episode, my friends, I have a very, very special announcement. Aura Elevation, our 3-week spiritual transformation, spiritual healing challenge is officially on launch, and we have only 1 week left for you guys to sign up. Aura Elevation is a 21-day experience for souls looking to up-level their energy, connect deeper to their spirit, come back home to their heart, and really transform their energy. It does not matter what point you are in your spiritual journey. In fact, it does not matter if you've already done Aura Elevation again. Aura Elevation brings you to whatever level that you are meant to be at, and it meets you where you are at. We bring you through the entire 7 main chakra system from your root all the way up to the crown. We bring you through many daily practices, whether that be meditations, tappings, manifestation rituals, connecting with your guides, all these little practices to really bring you through a full energetic and healing transformation over the 21 days. And I think that this round, the 5th round, is going to be particularly powerful because we are working with really, really potent energies right now. I don't know if anyone has picked up on how freaking powerful the energy is in the universe right now, in March specifically. And we know into April because we've already recorded our forecast that April's going to be energetically dense. And so, yeah, it's time for us to jump on the magic carpet and ride this energy and experience transformation. And really, it's the invitation from the universe to step into our next frickin' evolution of the self. So if you're ready to harness this energy, work with this energy, then join us in this 5th round. We also have 3 live workshops in Aura Elevation, one of those including a past life regression, another one being a Reiki and cord cutting session, and another one being a somatic heart opening practice ritual, which those are all lives. We will give you the dates. If you cannot show up live, don't worry. We always have recordings available. All the daily practices are recorded, so you can do them at your own time during the day. And you've got a supportive, badass community guiding you and working with you and having your back throughout this challenge, which I think makes Aura Elevation just so freaking special, is the community. So if you're interested in joining us, doors close March 18th. We kick off on the spring solstice, March 20th, and then this challenge runs up until April 13th. Whatever that Sunday is, April 13th or April 12th. And yeah, it's going to be a badass, freaking empowering, transformative time. You can sign up for only $49, right? That's crazy. $49 for this experience. Click the link below. Join us. You will not, oh my gosh, I cannot speak. You will not regret it. I guess my throat chakra is experiencing a bit of a clearing right now. You will not regret your time in Aura Elevation. It will transform you and transform your life. And that's why we have over 20 people joining us from past rounds. It's incredible. All right, loves. Let's go ahead and dive on in to the episode now.
Hey Cosmic Witches! Divine Gossip Girls here, your one and only source into the spiritual happenings of the cosmos.
Ever wonder what this month's energy will have in store for you? What the planets and stars are even up to? Or if the universe can just help you catch a break already?
Well, lucky you, because we have all the spiritual secrets to tell. Get ready to sip on your weekly dose of divine tea. So this past year, I really started to do a lot of work with my throat chakra, and I did it through chanting. I chant a lot, doing ohms, doing different things with the different chakras. And I started to wake up my throat. And when I started to wake up my throat, I also started to want to express more things like anger, like emotions. And I became I became more, conscious of the way that I was using my throat to continue to tell myself narratives of things that I no longer desired. For example, I have struggled quite a bit with my health, and I know a lot of people can relate to health issues, especially on the spiritual path, because when your energy starts to elevate, your body also starts to communicate with you more. I was having a lot of health issues, and I finally decided, okay, if I really desire to be the version of me that is the most healthy and most abundant, it's not that I'm going to bypass my experience, but I'm going to start to speak into existence more of the level of vitality that I desire to have. So I started to do tappings, right? Tappings where I'm speaking out loud what it is that I desire, reprogramming not only my mind, but also communicating out to the universe that this is the vibration that I seek: health, wealth, vitality. And it was really a struggle because I realized when I became more conscious of it, just how much I would speak about the things that I didn't desire. So over the past year of kind of working with this energy, working with my throat, being able to speak out more what it is that I desire in terms of my health. Of course, it wasn't night and day. Oh, all of a sudden I'm feeling great. I no longer have issues. But I started to notice a huge shift in my energy and the way that I went about the struggles I was having, and started to find that, oh, there's more answers that are coming to me. I'm having more clarity about what's going on. My body is giving me more clear responses as to what I need to do to move forward and have this strong, vital body that I so crave and desire.
I think the throat is so powerful, like energetically, because I think so much of the time we get so stuck up in our minds and we're like thinking all these things, and we have all of these excuses. Like we have all these excuses of like, I'm not that person who can do this. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm going. Or even just excuses of, oh, I can't do that today. Or, oh, I'd rather do this. Or even like the simplest excuse of like, oh, I'll do it in 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden like 2 hours have gone by and you're like, wow, that's a lot of 5 minutes that I keep saying. And it's like this spiral that happens in our mind. And I mean, I'm sure you've heard this before, but there's always like, your thoughts aren't you. Right? Like those thoughts aren't you. But what is you is like your voice. Like you have to say to your muscles, you have to send the brain waves of like, I'm going to say this thing. So your voice is you when your mind is not. And I think something that I find really helps me to stay motivated to do the things that I want to do, to stop the excuses in their track, to stop the mind spiral in their track, is by like Karlie was saying, yes, you can do like tapping and saying out loud, but also just by like speaking out loud. Like this is a super simple example, but say I'm like on my little Pilates kick and I'm like, I love doing Pilates, it makes me feel so good. And I will put it off, even though I know as soon as I do the Pilates, I'm going to feel so much better. Just like in my body, like my mind is more clear, but I will like put it off with all my, excuses that are ingrained in me. But then if I just say to myself out loud, all right, I'm going to do my Pilates, then guess what? I get up and do it because I realize that's me. Like that's my power and that's how I actually feel. My brain is just like conditioned thoughts of like all the days I haven't done my Pilates. And then all of a sudden I'm like, you're going to do it. And you stand up and then you go and do it because your voice is like that powerhouse to your actions.
I feel like it's like the center Because like when you're really in your head, I mean, I'm the biggest. I create a whole podcast on how talking to yourself changes your life. And it's so true. I'm pretty sure we all
That's so funny. That's
it's
so funny you said that because I was about to say, like, I feel like when I started speaking to myself, so much started to shift.
yes, and it's so true because I feel like first of all, when you speak to yourself, you finally create a relationship to yourself as well. Because when you're so in your
Yeah.
head, you feel like you're so alone and you're so like in this inner turmoil. But the second you start speaking out loud to yourself, it feels like that other person walks into the room, is giving you advice, is holding your hand. And so I feel like when you speak out loud consciously, that can be the voice. You think of it as the voice of your highest self coming through. Like Maggie, before you do Pilates, your highest self is like, all right, girl, let's go. Like, this would make you feel good. Or
Yep.
like for me, whenever I am really struggling and I finally start to speak to myself and I'm like, all right, like this is what we're feeling. This is what we're working through. Like, what do we want to feel? What do we have to process? It's like this parent, this lover, this highest self coming in and being like, yo, what's going on? How can I help you out? And I think in those ways, if you look at that in terms of manifestation, you can also speak what it is that you desire to do and desire to create and desire to become just through the voice, through kind of like coaching yourself into becoming the version of you that you desire.
I feel like my spiritual journey, my healing journey has a lot to do with my throat and my voice. Like that has been a big part of my journey, like reclaiming my voice, reclaiming how I speak to myself, reclaiming how I speak to the universe, reclaiming how I speak, instead of like closing my voice off. Like I remember when I was younger or a teenager, like I wouldn't feel safe enough to like speak up for myself or heard, and whenever I had an opinion it was shut down, and it really shut my voice down. I really closed my voice off, and it was coming back to myself and like the work that we do here and the work that we personal development and reclaiming my voice. And not only kind of speaking to myself, but also I told Maggie the other day, like I just keep making noises. It's not even like I'm saying anything. Like it's really just allowing that energy to flow through your throat, to flow through your voice, so that you can like clear that space for you to then speak aloud your manifestations, what it is that you desire. So like going into what it is that you're afraid of, like actually speaking out loud with a mentor, with a coach, with a friend, with yourself, of like what it is that you are suppressing, what it is that you're holding on to, what it is that you're scared of, like giving it a voice, giving your fears a voice, giving your doubts a voice, giving yourself a voice, giving your manifestations a voice. And when I started to do that, when I started to reclaim my voice, like so much started to shift. And I did have people comment saying, like, you don't speak like that. Why are you speaking like that? But it was because I had started to reclaim my voice and bring that passion and that fire alive within it. And yeah, like really, this is me. This is my voice. I just wasn't connected to it. I wasn't speaking my truth. And I think for me, specific manifestations, I feel like all that I'm doing right now, like I voice what it was that I deeply desired. Like I remember graduating
I
from university, knowing there was something else and like giving that a voice and being like, no, I don't want to go down that route. Like I remember being like, no, I don't want this. This is not what I want. And I think like speaking out loud what it is that I deeply desire, but also what it is that I like deeply like fear as well, and just giving like all emotions, all desires, all fears, a voice is what really created that space within my throat for me to really start speaking my truth and to feel that power within my voice.
I've noticed such a difference in the way that you speak about yourself over the past year.
Yeah.
And I'm really
So yeah.
interested like on what helped you make that shift, because I feel like a lot of people struggle with that. Like, I mean, we all do, right? Like I do it as well. And that's kind of what I was explaining with like the health thing of just kind of catching myself in my tracks. When am I speaking really down about myself or my power, my ability to heal. So what kind of was that shift for you? Because I'm just curious. It was almost like night and day. I swear to God, we had like 2 weeks without a
Really?
call. And then all of a sudden, like your energy was so different. And you're like, no, I've just decided I'm going to stop doing this. Like, was it just a decision? You were like, okay, I'm done with my bullshit. Because sometimes it comes to that point where we're like, actually, I'm just fucking over it.
Yeah,
I'm
like sometimes
annoyed.
it just like, yeah, it takes more energy to be in that than it does to be like, I've decided like I don't want, this is not the relationship I want with myself anymore.
I
And
think something you've really been on a journey of lately, Soph, and like I'm just so excited. I feel like you did so much with the heart and like also you were like stepping into that voice and then this past like year you've been like really reclaiming the voice. And I feel like a year from now when we're talking inevitably again about the throat chakra, it's going to be so cool to hear like even how much further you've come because I feel like please still answer Carlie's question. I just wanted to like I was like, oh, just like something I've seen in you and something I know we've talked about is like I remember one call we were talking about things and you were like, I don't know, I don't know. And I was like, you do know? You're just afraid to say it. Like I know that you know what you want. You're just afraid to say it. And then I remember you coming back being like, yeah, I was afraid to say it. Now I'm just saying things.
That's so
honestly,
true. I remember that exact
oh,
call too, even though that was like a year ago.
yeah, I have been on a journey and thank you for like seeing me and celebrating that because I even like voiced the other day or even I think it was yesterday with my immersion people like the shift that I made this last year and how we're about to launch or elevation or it is now launched but I feel like a completely different person going into this round of our elevation. And I'm so grateful for you guys and the journey that we've been on. And like, you really have been a massive part of like the shifts that I've made. But even at the beginning of the podcast, our podcast journey, and at the beginning of our first few rounds of our elevation, like I wasn't fully in my voice. Like I wasn't fully in my power of my voice and the power of what I had to say. And that all comes back down to like old beliefs and old beliefs about myself. And I feel like what has really shifted is giving myself that permission, that opportunity to be heard and to hear myself and to hear my power and to hear my value as well. And I feel like the biggest thing this last year is like, yeah, like being like deciding like I have something to give and speaking that, being like, stop denying that you have something to give, like listen to yourself. Like I started to watch back workshops and podcasts and practices that I would create and be in awe instead of being in this like disbelief of like doubt and disbelief about myself, I was actually started to create this like honest within myself of like being in awe at my voice and being in awe at what I was creating. And it started like every time I would do that, every time I would celebrate myself, every time I came off a workshop or every time I created something, like I would dance and celebrate myself. And it just continued to create that shift and anchor into like that my power as a facilitator, as a creator, as a leader, and just like as a person as a whole. And I just started to, yeah, like I feel like that shift was that reclaiming of my voice and that falling in love with what I had to give and remembering what I had to give and seeing it and hearing it for myself so that others could see it and hear it as well. So I feel like that's what's coming through. It has been a journey and I'm excited to see like where I am within my voice like in a year's time. And of course there's still doubt and of course like I can have days where I judge myself and moments of judgment as well. But I know there has been a massive shift and I feel it. Like I really feel it. And I feel like it's because I've really been dancing more and I've really been sharing my voice more and I've really been like, you know what, like I belong, share my voice. Like I get to like show this little girl or this little teenager that never felt heard or never felt like she had anything to give. Like this is who we are. Like this is who we are. So
We
yeah.
even did that in our last round of Aura Elevation. Sophie ran the most fucking epic workshop around the throat chakra. And I remember so many people in that call had so many breakthroughs because it was all around like helping you feel confidence in your voice again and having that self-expression. And I remember we did like a journaling exercise where we wrote down everything that like I think it was like first everything that like we felt inside, and then we would say it out loud. And I remember all of us just were having all these emotions, like crying and stuff once we said something out loud. And I just feel like that was such a huge breakthrough for so many people, including myself. Like just saying something out loud and like really connecting to the power of my voice helped me to gain so much clarity around my own inner child, my own healing like journey and aspects of myself. And so I feel that like the throat not only is that like magic manifester, but it also is our magic healer. It is that self-expression, like when we fully allow ourselves to step into it, just how much we can heal, how much we can really shift into our highest selves, into our power. It's just incredible.
We always know it too. Like I think we feel that power of the voice even like when we're not on a spiritual journey. I think we realize so early on, not even just from talking, but through like music. I think music is like the most magical thing that humans do outside of like intentional spiritual practice, right? And like Sophie's talking about dancing, but also like it doesn't matter if you're good at singing or not. Everyone finds joy from like singing along to their favorite song when they're like in their car by themselves. Like you can't tell me that even if you like cannot carry a tune if it had a like handle, that you don't enjoy when you're completely by yourself, like singing along to your absolute favorite songs. And I think that's something that like always through my life, I've always processed like my own power and like confidence through. I mean, I don't want to brag, but I'm lucky enough that I can sing.
No, you guys, I thought you were gonna like break out into song right there. Maggie has the most incredible voice. I cannot wait for the day that you create like a whole album for healing music, because I feel like you could very easily heal me with your voice.
Heal me with your voice.
Well, that was what I was going to say. Like, I think we process emotion so powerfully through music.
Yeah,
like, if you're going through a hard time, you can like put on a song that just like hits your heart in the right way. That's like about grief or about anger or about love or about heartbreak. Like, we feel things so viscerally through music. There are sound vibrations. Like, that is the throat chakra itself. Like, sound healing is the throat chakra in itself because it's sound, right? And also, like, when we sing along, we feel so much joy when we sing along. We feel so much like sadness, and we feel cathartic when we sing along to like these songs that really speak to us, because we are actively expressing those emotions and using that power, and we're telling that sadness, you don't have control over me because I can purge you out through my body. I have that power
like
to
you're
like
moving,
feel
you're really giving yourself
out.
to move.
Yeah, exactly. Move it out. Like, music is such a powerful tool, and I think we can talk about doing all this fun and spiritual woo stuff that we want, but at the end of the day, like, it's just sound, and music is something that can be so powerful. Even in manifesting, like I have my like little manifestation playlist, or like something I would get clients to do all the time. Like, I had a client who really wanted to go on like a Parisian trip, and I was like, you better be getting that Parisian music in a little playlist and walking down the street listening to your little like Paris music, and be like, I'm going there. Like, music is such a powerful tool as
Really
well for
transport
manifestation.
you. Like, I feel like that's such a big thing. Like, you can, listen to your Parisian soundtrack and literally feel like you have been transported to Paris.
Yeah, you can transport to different places. You can transport to different times in your life that might need healing. Like, you can listen to songs that you listened to when you were a teenager and like access that inner teen to like work with them and heal with them and allow themselves to express. Like, there's just music, I think, like, it's talked about, but I also think it's just like so underrated. Like, we talk about like, like spiritual music and stuff like that, but also just like everyday music and like music of your life, I think is so powerful when it comes to the throat. Totally. So that's just what I wanted to say.
No, I feel like that's what's gotten me through like really, like, challenging times as well, and like really like has been a massive healer for me is this music and dance. Like when I look back, I'm like now that I use dance and weave music like in all the different workshops I hold or programs I hold, I always create like different playlists, and we have the Oral Elevation playlist, and music has been a massive part of the way I express myself, like dance and stuff, and like moved me through like really challenging times, but also like being a part of that shift that I've had is like I've danced more. I've listened to music more. I've like had it on throughout every day. Every day I've danced. Every day I've connected to music and sound and moved that energy through my voice. And I feel like that's what's personally made a massive shift on like where I'm at with my voice and
Yeah.
the power that I've been able to access and the energy I allow to like move through me. Like even in like when I'm facilitating, like I'm not afraid to be like like let energy like let it out, like move it through you. But yeah.
100%. I relate to you guys and love that we brought up the aspect of music as well. And I think in your own ways, you can make music through your throat. You can sing to a song. You can hum. Humming is one of the most healing things you can do as well, working like with the vagus nerve, because the throat chakra works with the vagus nerve. So if you want to activate rest and digest within your body and nervous system, hum, chant, sing, and you'll do that exact thing. And yeah, so if you guys are interested in working more with the throat chakra, working more with your personal power and learning how to tap into different modalities, whether that be dancing, singing, voicing out loud what it is that you desire to manifest or create the vibration in your being that your soul craves, then join us in Aura Elevation, because we have all of these incredible modalities, goodies, practices to support you in activating your power through the throat and through all chakras. So we would love to have you inside. Make sure you click the link below to sign up and reserve your spot today. And we'll be kicking off on March 20th with our welcome call and getting, things going with the spring equinox. I didn't even realize, you guys, that we're kicking this off, right? Is that the spring?
On the spring equinox. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
On the astrological new year. So it's like the first day of Aries season. It's the spring equinox. It's like full fresh start. It's really exciting.
Yeah. Wow. Round 5 is going to be powerful. So join us. We would love to have you inside. And now I'm going to go ahead and draw you guys through a little mini practice to help you in opening up your throat chakra and learning how to kind of work with your energy and balance and harmonize your vibrations through the power of the throat. So if you'd like to stick around, then join me for this mini practice. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. So for today's practice, we will be making some noise with the throat. So find a comfortable and quiet, safe place for you to begin this practice. We're going to take this one seated. So whenever you're ready, close down the eyes. During this practice, we're going to use a form of breath called Vu breathing. You quite literally make the noise Vu on the exhale. And this is going to activate our vagus nerve and shift our body into a state of harmony, aligning our energy, our chakra system, and our mind, body, spirit with our highest selves. When you make the exhale and you go woo, I want you to visualize a white light tracing down your spine and cleansing out your chakras. So here we go together. Take a nice deep inhale in through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, woo, sending that white light down, cleansing over your entire spine to reach the root chakra. Deep inhale in when you are ready. Pause at the top, relax the forehead and shoulders. Exhale, woo. Beautiful. Deep inhale in through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Woo. Exhaling out for as long as you can. Deep inhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, relax, arrive in this present moment. Exhale. Woo. Sending that energy down to reach the base of the spine. Deep inhale in through the nose. Pause, relax, arrive. Exhale. Woo. Final time. We're taking our deepest inhale of the day yet, pulling in all that fresh energy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and hold, relax, arrive. And exhale. Woo. Beautiful. And pause at the bottom. You are aligned, you are at peace, and you are here in the present. Now come back to a natural rhythm of breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. So a little bit slightly different this time. In through the nose, out through the mouth, but not forcing anything. Just bringing that awareness to the breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now I want to bring to mind, I want you to reel in a vision, and I want you to feel the vision in the presence of your highest self now. Your highest self is now surrounding you. Your highest self is now with you. Call upon their energy, and so it is. They're arriving with you now. See them, sense them, feel their energy. And connected to their presence, we are going to begin to speak out what it is that we see within ourselves. All right, so you're looking at your highest self, and I want you to realize in this moment that your highest self is you. There is no separation between you and your highest self. It is all vibrational. So right now you're going to see your highest self, and you're going to pick out those incredible qualities that lie within you. So this is going to come out in the form of I am statements. I am peaceful. I feel peace in my body. Peace fills every single cell, organ, muscle, and tissue of my being. I have strong, luscious hair. My hair is so strong and beautiful. I want you to say these things now. I'm going to give you some time. These are I am statements, and we're looking at our highest self, and they're helping us to awaken things and awaken the vibrations within us of the things that are already innately ours. All right, so here we go. I am statements. You've got 1.5 minutes, and I don't want you to stop. You're just going to keep going until I call you back. we're going to begin to reel it back in and release that practice. I want you to take note. Was that a little bit challenging? Did it flow really well today? Every single day that you show up and do this practice will be different because you hold a different vibration. Sometimes it feels easier to connect with our highest self. Sometimes it feels like, ooh, that separation of vibration feels a bit stronger. So show up and try out this practice multiple times where you connect with your highest self and you speak out your truth. What you see in your highest self are all qualities that you see within you. It's just a matter of time until those vibrations within you are so strong that they become your physical reality. If you enjoyed working a bit with your throat chakra today, we would love to see you inside of Aura Elevation to work on that vibrational level, mind, body, spirit, to help you in stepping into that next level, healing, harmonizing your being, and just being so radiantly supported by an incredible community. We love you, we honor you, and thank you for listening and supporting our podcast. Till next episode. Bye.